Welcome to another episode of Obsessed with Mandolins. That's not right. Welcome back to another episode of Obsessed with Guitars. I am your host, Paul. Once again, we are looking at the Ceriatone AH50. This time, I'm going to be with a guitar that is tuned in E standard, or, well, actually drop D at the moment, but we'll get into that more. I wanted to give you some more vintage kind of tones, get you some really good crystal cleans out of this thing. So I've gone away from the Bad Cat attenuator so I can just get you a little bit more of that raw speaker distortion sound when we get into some of the higher volumes. I've also put my microphone, the Shure SM57, in front of one of these Celestion Greenbacks instead of the Vintage 30 like last time. I'm also on my old Les Paul Classic here, Classic Plus from 1994. I mentioned it before, but this is my attempt to really kind of get as close to a 59 in terms of spec as I possibly can. So it has an nylon nut, it has bare knuckle mule pickups, it has bare knuckle 550K pots in the volume positions, it also has Emerson paper and oil caps, it has a vintage patent number bridge, vintage spec posts and thumb wheels, vintage spec aluminum Clouson tailpiece, proper inch-long tailpiece studs here. So it's basically as close as you're going to get with a modern short tenon plasticizer infused nitrocellulose lacquer, non-old growth Brazilian rosewood or Honduran mahogany as you're going to get in a modern Les Paul. So again, here it is in drop D. This is on the distortion channel. This is on the bridge pickup. Everything on 10. My settings on the amplifier are the master volume is about 4, gains about 6.5. I've got everything else about at noon except for the presence, which I've dialed back a little bit. The S switch, which you remember was getting super hot on the way to the right. Last time I have it all the way to the left. Voices on the left-hand side. I have set these dip switches on the back to be more of a vintage voice, so I'm trying to get this to be more of what you'd expect out of a classic Marshall than a modern Friedman, just to see if I have those tones in there. And of course, we'll push the clean channel as well in just a moment. So nice big, kind of what you picture in your head as being a Marshall crunch out of this thing. And again, these are not super high output pickups. The bridge is about like 8.2, 8.3K, something along those lines. So here it is on the neck pickup. So nice rich sound. I'm actually really impressed with the clarity with how high the distortion is. So here it is in the middle position. Here's how well it cleans up. So here it is on the clean channel, and this is still in the middle position, and this is just how crystal clean it can get. The clean channel right now, I have the bright switch set in the center, and the clean's up about 4. It's still pretty brutally loud in here. Again, my settings here on the EQ are centered, so this is going to be pretty neutral, if you want to look at it that way. So as long as we're staying on the clean channel, I really kind of want to get into really hot vintage, lots of power amp distortion, kind of Marshall-y sound, pre-master volume and all that. So I've got the volume cranked to, let's just say we're at 3 o'clock here, and we're going to hear how bad this sounds on the bridge pickup. Now that's some nice vintage crunch right there. Now we're going to do it the way Ace Frehley says to do it, which is to just put everything on 10. So that's it for this demonstration of the Ceriatone AH50. That is with some low output pickups. I'll do it with some single coils next time so you can really hear the clean channel in all of its glory. But the really cool thing about this is you don't hear high gain amplifiers a lot that sound really good clean. And I think this sounds really fantastic clean. So if you're looking for one amp that kind of will do everything, great clean, great Marshall crunch, great over-the-top distortion, 2 channels, effects loop, all the bells and whistles, every single switch and knob you could ever want, the Ceriatone AH50 is a great way to go. They're not paying me to say this. I'm just saying this because I happen to love this amplifier. So until next time, stay obsessed with guitars, and don't forget to click like and subscribe, and please watch one of the other videos. You're going to see one pop up in just a minute. Bye!